I am tired. I have been fighting to build this school for 3 years. Not only do I have to fight racism, I gotta fight people in the city of Wilmington who sabotage what I try to do. I don't know what the city of Wilmington's problem is. I don't know why black people gotta hate on each other. I don't bother nobody. I mind my business. I'm just trying to help our people. It's not my fault I'm so popular. It's not my fault. We are fighting this war against FDMG and Dr. Umar Tunde. We may have to march on Delaware to let them know that you don't treat black people like this. Because if I was white, I wouldn't have been treated like this. If we were Asian, we wouldn't have been treated like this. We bought the campus we've been working on for 6.5 years. That if we don't pay the past due vacant property registration fees and outstanding utilities by the 25th of Black August, they will sell our campus.
Dr. Umar is now blaming racism for the fact that he can't pay his bills and the city is going to probably auction off his property. As you can see, even from 2022, he has had problems dealing with this city, just getting the basic things done that mostly everyone can do if you pay your bills and you don't sit there and spend your entire career being a digital panhandler.
This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism coming to you with a very important and unfortunate message. Brothers and sisters, as you know, last year we hosted the first annual FDMG Academy Family Festival. I want you to know that that festival almost did not take place last year. And the reason that festival almost did not take place last year is because of a young lady, a sister, who works in the special events office for the city of Wilmington, Delaware.
But as we react to this video, I cut out the repetition because it is mind-boggling. You know, usually when you repeat something, it's supposed to be something important. He repeats himself all the time. It's nauseating. Let's check out how he explains this racism that has plagued the school that he is trying to build, even though he didn't pay his bills. But I want to check out Umar Johnson. It says losing everything.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Happy Leo season. Please hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Brothers and sisters, this is a special FDMG announcement. We are fighting this war against FDMG and Dr. Umar Tunde. We were supposed to get a refund within 4 days of our accounts being shut down. We still haven't got our refund. August the 5th, brothers and sisters, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a notice to auction off the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy campus for unpaid vacant property registration fees. I repeat.
All right, we're going to repeat that. But so I'm surprised it's still a thing with him and his school. But so obviously the school is done. So this is a school that he's been promising since Obama was in office. And now it looks like it's probably going to be legally auctioned by the city. He's saying he's at war. It's not, is auctioned because of unpaid debts. So I don't understand what he's talking about. Like, you got to pay your debts. If you don't pay your debts, the city takes over the property, right?
On August the 5th, the city of Wilmington, Delaware, took out a lien to auction off the campus we bought, the campus we've been working on for 6.5 years. I was not notified of this. We were not notified of this. This past weekend, without an email, this past weekend, without a letter in the mail, this past weekend, without a phone call, the city of Wilmington put a notice on the door handle of both of our schools.
So the city did take the time to post a notice on the building. It's a legal document. It's taped to the door. And your defense is, or you're complaining that they didn't call you? I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand. That's how it's supposed to work. I mean, this is the same man that's been collecting hundreds of thousands of dollars and still doesn't have a working school, no students, no certificates.
Donations, gifts.
So when the bills come due, like, what are we talking about here? When do people just gonna realize, stop sending him money? unless you find his commentary, you find the speaking engagements.
We're going to have a national coons conference at FDMG. Yes, brothers and sisters, we have to have a national coons conference. It only takes a little bit of white brainwash to activate the coon chip. Heterosexual couples only. This is not a government-funded activity. I have the right to discriminate. Heterosexual couples only.
But to think that he's actually going to put a school together, well, how many years will show that this guy is not equipped to do any of this? And it looks like he wasn't interested in doing this. The fact that he's collected so much money and he has these debts.
Informing me that if we don't pay the past due vacant property registration fees and outstanding utilities by the 25th of Black August, they will sell our campus. Brothers and sisters, can I ask you a question? Why were we not notified that they were going to try to sell our campus? Brothers and sisters, why are they trying to sell our campus at the very moment that our accounts are frozen? Brothers and sisters, is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that the city of Wilmington is trying to sell properties that we own and have been working on continuously behind our backs? They were going to sell our schools behind our backs.
But that wouldn't be possible if you paid the bills. Like if when the bills come due, you pay it. So I don't understand a real community leader. Someone who actually would file their paperwork, follow the rules, kept their donors updated. They wouldn't be in this situation. But Dr. Umar is talking about excuses that they didn't call him when they taped a legal document to the door. I mean, at this point, auction isn't the city's first move. It's usually their last resort. And the fact that he's trying to spin this as some kind of conspiracy, you'd think that he should be apologizing for what is happening. Even when the consequences are this public, that you'd think eventually you have to say, you know what, I'm screwing up.
They didn't even tell us that they were going to try to sell our schools. We received no notice in the mail. We received no phone calls at all that they were going to try to sell our schools. Instead, they put a notice on the door handle. Somebody stole one set of notifications and sent it to the YouTubian struggle streamers. Somebody stole the Frederick Douglass High School paperwork off the front door and sent it to the struggle streamers. I believe, brothers and sisters, and please let me know your opinion, I believe that they were going to sell the school, and they wanted to sell the school before we found out. We were not supposed to know that they were going to sell our school. Why do I say that? We were given no notification. Instead, they put a notice on the door. In a low-income neighborhood, they put a notice on the door with rubber band and masking tape.
So he's saying that the accounts are frozen, so why they're doing this? And this is a really slippery deflection that Umar is using. He wants you to believe that the reasons why the bills weren't paid, the reason why the school is facing auction is that the city or the bank somehow froze his accounts and left them helpless. But you have to ask yourself, why would a bank freeze his nonprofit accounts in the first place? And that doesn't mean just because you're I'm assuming he's going to put race into this. It happens when there's compliance issues like unpaid debts, tax concerns, or suspicious activity. The freezing of the funds is a symptom, not a conspiracy. This is not new. These red flags has been flying for years if you've been following any of Dr. Umar's nonsense. So if your accounts are frozen, but you're still telling people to send more money through PayPal and Venmo, that doesn't sound like someone that is locked out of the system. It sounds like someone trying to dodge oversight. If you really cared about your donors, you'd be posting screenshots or attempts to resolve the freeze. Dates, contact logs, paper trails, but instead all we got is some vague issues and him getting all emotional. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
I had asked the city of Wilmington if they could retroactively apply our nonprofit waiver. According to the nonprofit waiver for the city of Wilmington, if you are a nonprofit organization, they will waive your vacant property registration fees for 4 years. If they would have applied our nonprofit vacant property registration waiver, we would owe absolutely nothing. But I asked them and they ignored my emails for 4 months.
Textbook Umar to try to deflect and pretend he's a victim. taking a legitimate process and then neglecting it and then spinning the delay into some kind of victim narrative. So yes, that city does have the nonprofit fee waiver. That part is true. But what Umar is not even talking about, or he's not admitting, that you didn't follow up for 4 months. You sent an email in April and you got no reply, and that's it. You didn't escalate this. You didn't go, no appointments, no legal filing. The man is claiming to run a multi-campus institution. When his emails go unanswered, he throws his hands up and waits for magic. Like, that's not leadership, that's negligence. And even if the city had denied the waiver, he could have just had that payment. It seemed like he's just blaming the city for his mess ups. Again, you're the leader of this. You're the leader of this school that is supposed to be built.
They ignored my phone calls for 4 months. They ignored our emails for 4 months. And instead, the first time I hear from them since April, no phone call, no email, nothing in the postal mail since April.
Do you have any proof that this actually happened? Did you have any proof that you actually contacted them for 4 months? Do you have any proof that you showed up in person? Any legal filings? Anything that would show that what you're saying makes sense or actually happening? I don't see he's showing anything.
And the first thing we find out, the first time we hear from them since April, is a letter on the front door of the school, affixed with a rubber band and masking tape. Brothers and sisters, giving us 20 days to pay these back taxes. We already paid $30,000 for water that we don't even use. And now we got to pay another $30,000 for vacant property registration fees that we shouldn't even owe because we should have a waiver. And it gets worse, brothers and sisters. It gets worse because they are raising the vacant property registration fee. They are raising the vacant property registration fee this fall from $5,000 a year to $12,000 a year. Brothers and sisters, I want y'all to get ready for a protest. We may have to march on City Hall because of the racism. I'm going to call it what it is, racism. Discriminatory treatment. Why did we get no notification that y'all were going to sell our schools? Why did you not respond to any of our emails to retroactively apply our vacant property registration fee waiver? I knew they didn't want Dr. Umar in Wilmington. I didn't know it was this bad. I knew that the power structure. I'm not talking about the brothers and sisters in the community.
The power structure. So let's sit on that. So this man has been raising donations from around the world since 2014. He has over a decade to build this school. He has promised open dates, launched fundraising tours, sold merch, travel around, doing speeches, and now we're in 2025 and we're still talking about the fact that there's some kind of conspiracy to shut him down, some kind of conspiracy to shut him down due to racism. Like, this is ridiculous.
But we didn't know they would go this far as to ignore us for 4 months and try to sell the school behind our backs. So brothers and sisters, this is what we're going to do. We're going to fight like hell to get our money from the bank. We're going to pay off this vacant property registration fee waiver. And we might still have a protest at City Hall because this is wrong, brothers and sisters. I have emailed the mayor. I have gotten no response. I have emailed the chief of staff. I have gotten no response. I have emailed the city council president. I have gotten no response. So brothers and sisters, I'm going to meet with my team and we're going to decide if we're going to go ahead and have this protest. And it ain't going to be one. We're going to do multiple protests.
Can you show all the documents that you're talking about, emails that you were? Can you provide any proof of what you're saying? Or you just want people to go out there and protest because you effed up and you didn't get these stuff taken care of?
And we're going to invite our donors and supporters from across the state of Delaware, our donors and supporters across the United States, and our donors and supporters across the entire planet. We may have to march on Delaware to let them know that you don't treat black people like this. Because if I was white, I wouldn't have been treated like this. If we were Asian, we wouldn't have been treated like this. If we were Arab, we wouldn't have been treated like this. If we were Jewish, we wouldn't have been treated like this.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this is the moment where Umar does this thing. He's getting a little emotional here. And I think he's losing the plot a little bit. So he likes to invoke race, religion, discrimination. These are the things that he does when he when he's either online or he's being interviewed, or he's on a podcast. The problem is that this auction notice is a legal consequence when you don't pay your fees. And he thinks that because he didn't pay these fees, it's some kind of coordinated racial attack. So if I don't pay my cell phone bill and my cell phone turns off and I can't call anyone, I guess I can blame Whitey. I mean, I don't understand. The truth of the matter is that this defense only works when you have done everything right. So if he did everything right, paid the bills, got out the waivers, got everything taken care of, and he had this notice on the door, then it'll be a problem because you followed the rules. You filed the paperwork, you managed the money, but that's not what happened here. It seemed like there's issues that he ignored. He missed filings. Obviously, there's probably delayed construction. He's still failing to open the school. But now, when the city acts on those failures, it's racism. Like, I don't understand it. It seems like it's more like emotional blackmail. I think it's insulting the very people he's trying to represent because real black leaders don't get to hide behind excuses after a decade of delay. I have to look this up. How long does it take to actually build a school? I don't think it takes 10 years. Maybe. I don't know if it's some kind of like a college, like one of those epic campuses. I don't think it takes that long to build a school in Delaware. And the craziest thing is, apparently the city gave him 6.5 years before taking action. So if this is sabotage, it's the slowest sabotage ever attempted.
But we were treated like this because we were black. How dare you ignore us for 4 months and then put a sign on our door without even telling us that you're going to sell our properties? We not going to give in. The only thing left on the elementary school is to lay down the tile. We going to lay down this tile.
You still have to lay down the tile? You still have to lay down the tile? Again, I'll repeat this. This man has raised donations from around the world since 2014, and we're still laying down tile? You don't need a construction background to know. At least I don't. But laying down tile is a finishing touch, but it means that the core work, like the plumbing and the wiring inspection, should be already done. But again, there's still no operating classrooms. There's no students. It's just more speeches. Like he's already selling his speeches at the beginning. Like, I'm going to be here at this point. I'm going to be there. Hit PayPal, the Venmo. Just more speeches, more live streams, just more cities to travel and more donation links. But at one point, we all have to ask ourselves, was the goal ever to build a school or to keep selling the dream of a school? You need a lot of money. And he has collected a whole lot of money and then turned around and didn't file the necessary paperwork. And now the building is going to be, or the property is going to be auctioned off because he didn't get his stuff together.
Going to apply for our certificate of occupancy. We're going to lay down this tile.
He don't even have that. Just, whatever.
And we're going to apply for our certificate of occupancy. We're going to lay down this tile. And we're going to apply for our certificate of occupancy. And if we have trouble getting our inspection and certificate of occupancy, we will have to march. We will have to march. We might march anyway, brothers and sisters. We're not giving up. We're not giving up, brothers and sisters. We're not giving up. We need y'all to call the mayor of Wilmington, Delaware. We need y'all to call the mayor's chief of staff in Wilmington, Delaware. We need y'all to call the city council president of Wilmington, Delaware. We need y'all to call the commissioner of license and inspections of Wilmington, Delaware. We need y'all to call the vacant property office of Wilmington, Delaware and demand. We will sue the city of Wilmington, Delaware for racism and discriminatory treatment. This is your brother, Dr. Umar.
All right, that's enough for you. That's pretty embarrassing. A decade of not getting anything done. Now he's going to march. He's going to protest. He's going to call the mayor out because he didn't pay his taxes. The delusion is real. So after 20 minutes of that shouting, deflecting, and fundraising, the final minute, I think he talks about the shows he's booked. You know, he's New Orleans. He's going to be in Hattiesburg. He's going to be Alabama. So this isn't a principal with a school under threat. This is a content creator. He's like one of us. He's on tour, and he's going to probably milk the outrage. He's going to be feeding the brand where his Venmo and his Cash App and his PayPal stays fat and healthy, and just continue to say controversial things to keep the people watching. And that's what it is. I think Dr. Umar Johnson is an internet personality. He's just a commentator. He's not a school founder. He's not an administrator. He's an entertainer. He gets paid to give speeches, say some outlandish, provocative things, be funny a little bit, and collect donations from people who still believe that this school is coming. But you're not funding a school. You're funding him. And it's okay. If that's your bag and that's what you're interested in, you can do that. But let's be real. He is not doing anything of substance. He's not really going to produce change. He's just producing content. He's just like the rest of us, at least the rest of us YouTubers.